10 o'clock, we're going to open up our February 7th, 2008 regular session. As always, please silence or shut off your cell phones and join us in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, we do have carryover from yesterday, additions, the public health amendment, right? Melanie?
Yes.
And minutes, is that the only change to our regular session agenda?
Yes.
All right. With that, public comment. Would you like to give us a little bit of update?
I can.
If you don't mind, I don't do a good job of reporting back about my PAC meeting. Give a little bit of update.
Sure. At a prison advisory committee meeting that Brad attended, Mr. Hammonds gave a nice presentation about the efforts we are at maintaining our facility and looking for new ways to be more sustainable. We're looking at a solar facility, and we've been working on that for some time now, and probably we'll be working on that for some time in the future. But I think we're going to get there at some point where we can offset our energy usage and hopefully produce all that we need with the solar facility. So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I'm really encouraged to hear about that.
Yeah.
We'll support whatever we can.
Sure. So I have a couple of people to talk to about that, and I'll be doing that in the near future. Budget-wise, we're good. We're in the black so far this biennium. Of course, like most agencies, come mid-biennium, we'll see what the legislature does to fund us what we need to make it the rest of the biennium staying in the black. So I'm hoping to have some good news out of this. I think it's the short legislative session.
35-day session.
What's that?
The 35-day session,
Yeah.
and they should have things that should take up all 35 days that don't get into your budget.
So we're staying optimistic about that. And staffing, we're pretty much fully staffed. We have a couple positions we're in the process of filling. We just had a couple retirements, lieutenant, long-time lieutenant, long-time corporal, and we'll have an officer retire at the end of this month, combined about 60 years of corrections experience. So we feel that for sure. We're seeing, or being able to stay up on things with officers. We've got 6 new ones, 5 of them are at the academy, and we've got 4 more that were in the background investigation stage. So we're continuing to look forward on those things. Challenge as usual, but we seem to be continuing to get good people. So
the one thing I couldn't speak to well is where there's a job fair of the job. Where you had 20, 25, 31 came, and you ended up 6.
Yeah, I was very excited about that day. We had 31 people show up, and what we did is you could show up, apply, take the pre-employment NTN test, interview, and meet the background investigator in about an 8-hour period of time, which typically takes months for that process if you're not there. So we had 31 people show up, and I think 21 were moved forward after they were interviewed to the background phase, which is the longest phase of the hiring recruiting process. And of those 21, we ended up hiring 6. We were looking to get 9, and I thought we'd have a little cushion there. For various reasons, we got down to where 6 people started working. So that was a little frustrating.
But being on the other side, what I seen was a proactive, and you did end up with 6. Your goal was more, but you did end up with 6.
Right.
That's with everybody having an issue trying to hire people right now, just because of that tenor out there. I thought it was, from sitting in the audience, I was pleased. I know it wasn't your goal, but it was good to see the proactive part of the state, you guys out there doing that.
And there was just an article in the Statesman's Journal about the Oregon Department of Corrections that was also showed up in Corrections One, which is a national news outlet for corrections, that I think in the next 5 years, 1/3 of our total staff are eligible to retire. I can't remember what the percentage is today is eligible to retire. And as people get figuring out, like our lieutenant, he was gonna go another 5 years, and he talked to the lady that comes from Ontario that kind of consults for PERS eligible people, and found out he could make as much as he was making working, retired. 3 months later, he's home having a good time. So as they figure that out, we're gonna have more and more people, and it's gonna be a challenge.
But what an opportunity for people, especially young people, to get in and advance in a career fast.
That's right.
If there's that many that's eligible to retire within that, a third of them, somebody younger that wants to retire from there can start and work through the system and gain, move right up, corporal right on up, pretty fast.
That's an excellent point, and in looking 5 years out, it's a little nervous time, because it is for the willing worker. It's a great opportunity, not just in corrections, but the agency I came from, or agencies. When I retired, since that time, a lot of people have advanced quickly, because we had that 1/3 retirement.
Yeah.
They're facing that again, so there's gonna be great competition for good folk.
Right.
Because there's gonna be tons of jobs, and I was just gonna make kind of an editorial comment, since you're talking about that, Steve. You still haven't been able, even though it's a great thing that happened with the job fair, you still can't fill all the jobs. But I still keep hearing people talk about our depressed economy and depressed job opportunities. And I'm thinking, what world are those folks from?
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to work, and pretty much in a good job, they're there if you're qualified, if you meet the qualifications, whether it's drug testing or whatever it happens to be. So, little editorial, sorry.
Well, there's a lot of jobs with minimum qualifications that you can go to work and make a very good living at.
Yeah. Ours is one of them. And our challenge again is, corrections. That narrows your pool of people right there that want to work in corrections. And then we're in Lakeview, which I happen to love, but not everybody feels the same about, isolation and the great outdoors. And then you combine that with, the background investigation, and your ability to be certified through DPSST is pretty rigorous. So we got, right there, those three things, our pool of people get narrowed really quickly for that, so.
Well, thank you. I
Thank
didn't
you.
mean to put you on the spot,
No,
but I did
anytime.
mean to at the same time. You can articulate it so much better.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Steve. So, one other thing I didn't mention, the fair board fees is deleted from this. We have to do that through a hearing process, and Melanie will get that set up for our next 2 meetings. Thank you for that clarification, Mr. Bailey. So, we have the advisory committee person for our road advisory. That's our first item.
Yes,
Mr.
and
Schnell.
we talked about that yesterday, and it was mentioned Kit Collins held District 1's road advisory position for probably at least a couple of decades or longer, and she retired last year. And we've had that opening, and Kevin in his outreach, both advertising, et cetera, we do have a willing member of that area, James Evans, really wants to serve on the road advisory, and so that is the recommendation from our road superintendent to the board to make that appointment.
Okay, so is that a motion?
Yes.
Second motion's been made and seconded to appoint James Evans to District 1, I believe it is, District 1 Road Advisory. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next item is our 2016-17 audit. We had Bolster online yesterday, went over our audit. Everything within our audit is very good. I'd like to say that we only have one thing that we've accepted that will always be there, noted in the audit, and not of any significant issue. It's the cleanest audit I've done since you and Ken's been on, and even before then. It's an exceptionally good audit, so today we just have to accept that audit.
I'll make a motion that we accept the audit from Oster as presented yesterday for the 2016-17 years.
I'll second the motion. Motion's been made and seconded to accept the audit of 2016-2017 as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Public Health Amendment number 1.
And Mr. Bailey, we have new public health officials over there in an acting capacity.
Yes.
You did receive this?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, okay.
This is an amendment we get, it's really quite routine. It doesn't change any of the substance of the underlying agreement, just changes the amounts involved. So I reviewed it, it's totally acceptable.
Okay. Good. So I will make a motion that we approve Public Health Amendment number 1, contract between Lake County Public Health and Oregon Health and Science University. It has a positive financial impact of $4,454.
I'll second the motion. Motion's been made and seconded to approve amendment number 1, fiscal impact positive $4,454. Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We have minutes to do. And I have January 25th, January 30th. Melanie, is that the only ones we have?
No.
Or did I leave my other one sitting on my desk?
January 3rd, January 4th, January 16th, and January 18th.
And on one of your documents, it was a new addition to how you did it, which was really handy. You have them actually listed, but I can't find it.
Yeah,
Oh, it's on the blue sheet.
it's on the blue sheet. I'm
All
sorry.
right, I got it.
Got it?
Yep, thank you, Melanie. That makes it a lot neater.
I found the blue sheet.
Don't get too efficient with these guys, okay? They can't handle it.
So the two I mentioned are in addition to what's on the blue sheet, the 25th and 30th of January.
Right.
They're all in addition. Oh, the other two, I haven't had all of you approve those yet. The other two.
Well, we approve them here, but
Oh.
overlook them. In
Okay.
draft, we have those ones in draft form.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones we signed yesterday, were they these ones?
Yes. Yes,
And
sorry,
we-
I understand that.
And
yes.
we'd already approved those.
Those have already been approved.
Yeah, so we only have these 2 draft ones to do. Correct?
The ones listed haven't been approved in session. They
So I
were-
shouldn't have signed them yesterday. We're gonna get there. Okay, so let's include all of them. If we double approve
Yeah.
any of them, we're fine.
Okay.
Makes minutes twice as good.
How does it feel to be half right?
Almost the same as half wrong.
Yeah. I feel like I was half wrong, you're half right. Okay, good deal. Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of January 3rd, 4th, 16th, 17th, January 25th, and 30th.
I'll second the motion. Motion's been made and seconded to approve minutes of January 3rd, 4th, 16th, 17th, 25th, and 30th. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We are fully up to date then, Melanie, with all the
Mm-hmm.
draft minutes with that. And liaison update we done yesterday. Executive session. Well, is there anything for open session first?
Nothing for open, I'll have an update on litigation for executive session.
Okay, so we'll go into executive session on 192.6602H.